The welfare shoe has been a main driver for moving from piglet surgical castration to alternatives such as raising entire males. Adapted management strategies are needed to ensure that the welfare of entire males is not compromised by new or other welfare shoes such as social stress and injurious behavior. The following presentation summarizes the current status of knowledge on the type and frequency of welfare problems associated with entire male housing and management, whether kept intact during the entire fattening period, or immunocastrated before slaughter. Based on the current state of knowledge, recommendations on housing and management are given, and measures for critical control points, as a checklist for preconditions regarding resources, and indicators as early warning signals for problems that might occur, are suggested. In addition, some beneficial aspects are suggested, for inclusion in labeling and branding programs, that promote entire male production as a sustainable and welfare-friendly management system. Entire males generally differ in their behavior from castrated males, independent from their stage of maturation. Their level of social behavior, exploration, and play is likely to be increased, suggesting that they may experience a high level of welfare, as long as we provide the resources to enable these behaviors, and prevent them from harm. However, due to increased testosterone production during sexual maturation, aggressive and sexual behaviors may compromise their welfare in common housing systems, in which there is usually limited space and structure, to enable pigs to escape and avoid harmful consequences from excessive social confrontations and sexual behavior. As a consequence, aggressive and sexual behavior increase the risk for injuries, stress and reduced performance. There are numerous reports on incidences of skin lesions and injuries resulting from aggression and mounting behavior under conventional housing and management conditions. Aggressive encounters and excessive sexual behavior, such as riding on the back of male or female pen mates, may cause injuries on their body skin or lameness. There are less systematic documentations on the prevalence of penis biting, as penises have to be collected and assessed for frequency and severity of damages after slaughter, as reported in some German studies. This problem seems to be even evident in wild boars. Data on the prevalence of early pregnancies in mixed-sex groups with entire males are also scarce. Animal welfare aspects in respect to slaughter or killing pregnant animals are raised in the EFSA opinion paper from 2017. There are also reports that demonstrated that entire males can be housed under certain preconditions, for example under ad libitum feeding and extra enrichment, in mixed-sex constellations, without compromising their welfare, and that entire males even develop more sexual behavior when kept separate from females. Entire males are superior in performance in terms of growth rate and feed efficiency, compared to castrates and females, provided that they are kept in a healthy housing environment, with all needed resources. Controlled systematic studies on lifetime health benefits of entire males versus castrates and females are not available. However, there are some few studies that indicate benefits for entire male pigs in health and performance pre-weaning compared to piglets that were surgically castrated. The main benefit is to prevent them from stress and pain associated with surgical castration as reviewed in several papers. Another aspect refers to ethics, as castration and other so-called mutilations such as tail docking and teeth clipping are seen as violations of the animal's integrity and naturalness. It seems to be obvious that pigs in general and specifically entire males benefit from socialization and group stability, meaning that they should be early acquainted with pigs with whom they are later housed without mixing them again or removal of individual pigs for earlier marketing, so-called split marketing. Based on the current knowledge, it can be therefore recommended that early in life socialized entire male pigs should be kept in stable groups, separate from females after weaning, as a later separation of males from females would result into new encounters for dominance formation. Mixing unfamiliar pigs in general, but particularly when mixing entire males, increases the risk for injuries resulting from biting, as a consequence of competition and formation of social hierarchy. Also, removing individual heavier pigs from a stable group for split marketing should be avoided. Second, preferably keep entire males in structured pens, with separate functional areas for lying, dunging and feeding, and even with hiding/escape compartments, which requires additional space in comparison to fully slatted pens. Third, the frequent provision of sufficient natural material such as straw, spatially distributed on solid floor, to allow for synchronous exploration, chewing and rooting seems to be essential. Fourth, the provision of roughage or silage, in addition to their regular concentrate diet, may reduce feeding motivation and stress, contributing to a sustained level of satiety. Social stress, during transport and before slaughter, may not only compromise the welfare of entire males, but also increase at the same time the likelihood to contribute to the boar taint problem, as increased androstenone and scatol concentrations in fat were reported. Group size and stability seems to be more important than the ratio between entire males and females in layerage pens before slaughter, whereas mixing entire males before slaughter provoked more aggression and mounting than mixing entire males with females, maybe as a result of a dilution effect of having less males in the group. Risks and benefits of immunized boars against boar taint are the same as for entire males, until after the second vaccination induces anti-GnRH antibodies, usually starting within 1 week after the second vaccination. Effectively immunized boars gradually decrease mounting and aggressive behavior, to a level similar to that of physical castrates. The extent of risks and problems to occur depend on the genotype, age and pubertal development at the time of the second vaccination. A late second vaccination, for instance after 22 weeks of age, may enhance the risk for unwanted behavior, whereas an early second vaccination, for instance before 20 weeks of age, may reduce these risks but may compromise the performance benefits, such as inefficient growth and excessive feed consumption. Effectively immunized boars have been reported to suffer less from penile injuries, as they are not able to extrude their penis, similar to surgical castrates. Some occasional non-responders to immunization have been reported, and must be considered as a risk for unwanted early pregnancies, when housed together with females. Depending on the experience of the handler, and the specific housing and handling constellations, vaccinations may impose additional handling stress, especially for the second or even third vaccination, in very heavy pigs. Aside of the prevention of the boar taint problem, the risk to exhibit injurious behavior as a consequence of sexual maturation is reduced in immunocastrated young boars, as they behave like castrates after the second vaccination against boar taint, preferably applied before they become mature. This would in addition allow them to be housed in mixed sex groups, as it would reduce the likelihood of unwanted early pregnancies. Compared to castrates and females, entire males may be even superior in performance after the second effective immunization. High-welfare entire male production systems are, to our knowledge, not specifically promoted in the current labeling/branding programs, although welfare protection organizations consider raising of entire males as a preferred welfare-friendly alternative to the current practice of surgical castration. We therefore recommend to include, and promote, aspects such as allowing animal integrity, avoidance of the painful and/or stressful invasive surgical castration, and the benefits for health and performance in such programs. In addition, the aspect of resource sustainability, such as feed efficiency, could be included, as welfare aspects, vice versa, are also considered today as an integrative part of sustainability. A management guide, in form of a leaflet, should contain already known critical control and management points for resources, such as enrichment material, space and pen structure, social constellation and group stability, as well as the provision of suitable diets with roughage. These have to be combined with other aspects of genetics and nutrition that have an impact on behavior and welfare. Some of these resource requirements, and indications as early warning signs for arising problems, are similar to those that are also relevant to prevent the problem of damaging behavior in general, such as tail and ear biting. For example, unusual pen activities, increasing sexual behavior and aggression, noise and scars on the skin to be checked regularly. Corresponding control points are also crucial for transport and pre-slaughter handling of entire males, such as group size and stability. Early socialization and group stability seem to be crucial factors for a welfare-conform future housing and management of entire males. For the reason of risks associated with mixed-sex housing, such as unwanted early pregnancies, and the divergent needs for resources, dietary, environmental and performance, for example, from females, entire males should be housed separately from females upon weaning, and may be also separately transported and slaughtered in accordance with market demands, unless entire male production is combined with immunocastration, allowing to control for behavioral problems and boar taint, as well as adjusting dietary requirements. In conclusion, raising entire males, with or without additional immunocastration, seems to be a welfare-conform, preferred alternative to conventional surgical castration of pigs, provided that young boars are kept in a healthy and socially stable environment, with sufficient physical resources, as safeguarded by measures of enhanced animal care and management control. Thank you for your attention. A complete list with all used references can be requested from the author.